What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer slash seducer, Nick Scarpino. If you're an audio listener, our shoes are kissing because they're right there. Got you this, Nick.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank
Starting
you.
out hot.
No problem.
It's a card. This is Nick. He actually prepared this. Now I'm terrified. I don't know what to do with it.
Could be anything.
Should I open it up?
Yeah, open it up. Come on.
Anthrax.
What's in there, Nick?
It's a Snoopy, George Schultz, and it says happiness is knowing you're on the road to recovery. You got this. Get well soon. XOXO, Greg.
Nick's got small pee syndrome.
Oh, shit.
But I'm
We're
recovering.
not supposed to talk about that.
He's recovering. He's recovering. He's recovering.
Now let me take you on a fucking walk, everybody.
wow.
All
Here
right,
we
my
go.
name's Greg Miller, and I haven't been on content in 2 weeks. All right, with the exception when I came in and did 2 shows. This morning, I'm driving to work. All right, I recorded just Dynamite Greg way.
Okay.
All right, Patreon.com/KindaFunny. Maybe you've heard of it, Andy.
On the road.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm not 100% sure if it's legal, but I do it every day.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? I do it every day.
At no
And-
point did anyone push back on me when I was doing that on Instagram.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So just if you're out there, California Highway Patrol, I'd like to
Relax.
see you fat pigs take me down. All right? I'd love to see it.
I hope this turns into a high-speed chase while Greg's making a Greg way.
I drive a blue Toyota Prius. Come and get me, cowards. All right? Anyways, I'm driving in, and lo and behold, what do I find? The bane of my existence, of course. My fucking fingernails are too long. I've been saying for days, cut them, Greg. But I'm in the middle of taking care of Ben or playing a game or whatever. Cut them. Next time you shower, cut them. But then I go in a shower off schedules. You know, it's the vacation time frame, and there's always something else to go do. So I keep forgetting. So I'm like, you know what? I'm making great time coming to the office today. I've already got the Greg way busted out. I'm gonna stop at a CVS. I'm gonna buy a nail clipper. I'm gonna cut my fucking nails in the parking lot like a man.
Yeah.
And so what I do, if I'm lying, I'm dying, Tim. I pull into this
This is what men
CVS.
do.
I go in and I buy these guys. I shouldn't say I buy them. I get them off the shelf.
Wait, did you?
Did he steal
Wait,
nail clippers?
Where is this going?
No. I want to make sure the order of events is correct.
Got
I
it.
get the nail clippers. I didn't
Oh,
buy them. I
okay,
get them off
okay.
the
You
shelf.
pi- okay,
right?
you picked them up off in store. Okay.
And then I have a great idea. What if I go over to the card section and I get a get well soon card? And I come in because nobody's seen me in 2 weeks, right? I'm fucking mystery man to everybody. Nobody, is he still crazy or is he normal now? Nobody knows.
We were
You know what I
talking
mean?
about that.
And I thought about I get a get well soon card. I come in, hand it to Roger when I see him, and then Roger opens up. He's gonna go, but I'm not sick. And then you know what I say? I'm sorry. What year is it? Oh, I'll hold on to that for a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? Roger doesn't have the mental fortitude for that joke.
That'll break.
That would crush him. You know
That'll
what I
break
mean?
Roger.
In 3 years, this kid's gonna get sick with a cold. He'll blame me. I can't have it. And I'm like, who can take this? Who can be my dark knight of comedy? Nick Scarpino.
Small
Who
PP
can
guy.
get small?
And then I was,
pieces?
and then I was like, you know what? Is it funnier to act like I thought he had a terminal illness, or that he's got a small pee-pee
A small
syndrome?
penis. What I love is that you didn't write it in the card. You had to explain it to me afterwards. That why I was sick was because of small pee pee. The technical term. It's so tiny.
He's on the road to recovery.
It's like
there.
this. Tim.
Yeah,
That's
He
what
is
it
on the
looks
road
like.
to recovery.
When do
Yeah.
you expect to be better?
That's PPS.
Doc, when am I gonna get better?
I have a rigorous treatment plan I'm going to be giving him in the parking lot after I trim my nails.
It's that paired with the word rigorous.
Yeah, I did look it up.
Let me tell you.
Giving him it.
Again,
Yeah.
how fucking accomplished I felt. Pull into the parking lot, park the car, leave all my stuff,
Yeah.
walk to the little dirt hill, and just
Your fingernails out there.
I just cut my fingernails out there in the dirt.
Oh,
And I was like,
God.
this is how we were supposed to live.
Dude, we were
Because I'm sick. I've talked about this show,
Yeah.
them going left and right, and I'm just cattywampus. I'm
Outside.
just over there like it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's
The
all
day-
going back to nature.
the day we talked about that on the podcast of Greg trying to invent the new nail clipper catcher thing
Yeah.
situation. I was telling you guys like, oh man, like I've been needing to cut my nails, and it was like hitting that point that like I really had to. So I asked, I went to go find my nail clipper and it was gone. Apparently, G Travel took it and was like, oh, you weren't going to use yours. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, that's enough.
Also, why don't you take yours? Why would you take mine? Everything about this, I was just like, something's up, and
Wants
I'll
to
get to the
dual-wield.
bottom of it one day.
See, I have-
exactly.
I have-
Dual-wield the clips.
The opposite problem is that I have all the nail clippers. I'm in charge of packing those. If I don't pack those and one is needed, there's help.
then
to
it's
pay.
your fault.
Yeah, it's my
So
fault.
I just didn't have. I missed out on a couple days of dealing with this, and I could have went to the store and figured it all out. But I was like, oh, she'll be back, and I'm sure she'll have it. She lost it. So the nail clipper just gone. So she hit me up when she was at a store. She's like, oh, I can just buy you a new one and it'll be fine. I was like, cool. That one was getting a little old anyways,
A
and
little
I've used it.
rusty.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, it's.
The ones I got today, this thing was like a fucking hot knife through butter.
Oh yeah.
My fingernails didn't stand a chance. You know.
And so that's the thing is, actually, so while she was gone, she did leave hers. So I tried using hers. I broke it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It could not cut through my nails.
No,
because
too
hers,
strong.
it was so dainty and whatever, and it just fucking snapped. And I was like, damn, my toenails got some girth to
That's
it. Yes.
weird. That's
Power.
crazy.
Yeah, I did not expect it at all, but it was
It's not
really
a fungus nail or anything.
bad. No, just
Ew.
a big old thick big toe. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, the big toe.
Greg will take care of that. In the
Yeah,
parking lot
yeah.
later.
But
I have
anyway,
an appointment before you. All right, let me get the.
So
when I check
wax
in to
on,
be
wax
doctor
off.
back there.
I told her, I was just like, she's like, oh, what do you need? And I was just like, I just need something that's strong enough because like I broke
Strong enough
yours.
for a
So
man that
it was
made
just
for
like,
him.
I need, give me the heaviest duty one there is. She's like, all right, cool. There's a normal looking one, a little like bigger extra one, and then there's one that looks like really heavy duty. And I'm
That's
like,
the one.
fuck it, why not? Let's get that one. She comes home with this thing. It's like a freaking
Is it like that?
hardcore tool, man. Like I am scared to use it. The little chompers are so thick. I cut my nails this morning, and like it gets closer to the.
I don't like it that close.
I'm
It's
like,
close.
it's a lot.
What
And
do you
I'm
mean
like,
it gets?
it worked
what do you
out.
mean? What do
It's
you mean?
close to the cuticle. Like when the chompers are too, you might get too close, then you cut them too tight into the
The nail
cuticle
bed.
itself, the nail
Oh,
bed.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my nails are a lot shorter than I'd like them to be. A lot more of my like my skin that I don't want exposed is exposed more than I'd like.
Oh
it to.
wow, those are really short.
Yeah. So
So much tip of the finger.
I think I might need to get a new one because I was pretty scared chomping this thing. I was like, I could hurt myself.
I just imagine Kevin walking outside barefoot and stepping on a fingernail,
Again, they're in the dirt.
a toenail, exactly, like and be like,
I thought about that
who's
too.
clipping the toenails out here?
I thought about that too. You know, Mike's over there. He likes to sunbathe or whatever. If he slips and falls down, he comes up and he looks like he got hit by a porcupine and saw my little nails in him. I also worry about getting framed for a crime because now everybody knows where my DNA
Your
is.
DNA is.
Yeah.
They go over there like, oh, he clearly Greg bludgeoned this person with a hammer and then cut his nails all around.
Of
there,
course.
Yep.
And I don't know if I don't know how. Back to what we're talking about this nail clipping business again, because one of the things I think about often when I'm like, oh, my nails are too long and I need to cut them. We all know these fish, right? That you go and you put your feet in, they eat all
Yeah.
the dead skin, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have fish technology where the fish can eat my nails?
They can, can't they?
It's like, I don't know.
Oh, dead skin. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
I want
you
to.
don't
I want to put my. I just want to sit there,
A
watch,
little fucking
watch
Matty
a
Petty
TV
from the
show.
fish.
Yeah, I don't want to cut them. And I understand this would take longer, but I feel like it'd be more relaxing than me hunched over my fucking sink. Afraid
it
this
really
gonna go
that
into a
long of a
toothbrush and then
process?
Jen's cutting her teeth. Or, I'm sorry, brushing her teeth and cuts in the gum. What?
I feel like the cutting nails thing. I'm always like, I don't want to do it, but then it's over in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's just more to psych yourself up, and then you, like I said, you're gonna have stuff, your DNA shot all over the place.
Yeah.
Just have fish like nibbling at your nails while you have goats nibbling at the grass
grass.
outside.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
shocked nobody knew what Kevin was talking about when you guys were talking about that in the podcast. I'm right there with you, Kev. I'm with you.
Well, I mean, I remember Kevin talking about it back in the day. You're talking about as far as a process is
Yeah.
concerned. Yeah, no.
In the hills of the Bay Area.
Yeah. Is it weird that I don't like cutting my fingernails, but I look forward to and I savor cutting my toenails?
Well, no.
Savor. What do you mean? Like you?
I'm like it's a whole it's a whole night
Mm.
an activity.
I feel like the nails on your feet. I
Grow
don't.
slower,
I
right?
also don't mind. And exactly, they're not nearly as fast.
They don't grow as fast. That's
which I
why
think is
feel like-
interesting, but it's the same way with dogs. Portillo and Cole, their front nails grow way faster than their back nails.
I mean,
Really?
maybe that's by design. Maybe
Yeah.
because they're.
That's just a wiener dog.
you
Yeah,
know.
probably.
Mm.
we share
Got
DNA
it.
with dogs.
I just it's
I share
sometimes you
DNA
look
every day with
down.
them.
I didn't even hear what he said. It's just your reaction to it. It was perfect.
He said I share DNA with him every day. I don't know what that means.
God damn.
I was
back.
I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw the human version of a category of TikTok that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I love cow hoof clipping.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that.
I love cow.
I like when they put the horses, the hoof. They like put it like and they hold it with the leg.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta. I mean, essentially, the cow's hoof is, or the horses and the cow's hoof are. It's like cutting a nail. right? You got to like, you shave it down. You have a big blade that you're kind of shaving down the hoof with. And at first you're like, there's no way this doesn't hurt, but it doesn't hurt, right? But if you go far down enough, then you'll hit a nerve, just like it happens with dogs and cats, you know. But every once in a while, they'll be like, you see this lesion right here. There's something underneath this hoof that I gotta. So they start like carving around the lesion, and then you'll start seeing where the pus is like starting to come out.
Oh, gross!
And it kind of makes your mouth water a little bit.
No,
and when they
Andy.
squeeze it, the pus like will come down. And what they have to do is they carve all around it, and then they spray it with like the iodine. They put some iodine on it. It's like the really dark.
With you.
It looks like blood almost, but it's like a really
iodine.
dark liquid, and you kind of like rub it, spray the wound, spray the thing, and then you wrap it around, and then on the other shoe, Tim. No. Let's say that's on the back part of the hoof. On the front part of the hoof, they'll put a like a block, a piece of rubber, so that it's almost like something to prevent the cow from hitting pressure on the bad part that needs to heal. So they'll put a block on the other part to kind of overcompensate. And they'll be like, and the block will eventually like fall off, and in a couple days the cow will be way better or whatever. But I found
the human version of it.
Found the human version
Wait,
of it.
Andy, before you go in that, if I may, just for a moment,
Go ahead.
I've done it to a goat, and it is as satisfying as it looks.
Yeah.
To go and clean the hoof down and get it's.
That
Let
sounds
me
fun.
know if you ever want to do it to a goat. I can arrange.
I wouldn't mind it because I feel like I'd be an expert. Like I always
But-
mention like how I'm so scared of snakes, but I've seen a lot of snake videos where when it comes to like distracting the cobra with one hand and then grabbing it behind the head with the other, I feel like I've seen enough videos that I could probably do that. And when it comes to goat hoof clipping, I feel like I could probably do that pretty easily with the amount of videos that I've seen. It's always the same guy. He's like, what we want to do here is we want to clip around and we'll notice a lesion right there. And you want to spray some iodine right there. It'll be, no problem. Put a block on it. And then, the cow's super great after a couple days instead of like living in pain because they've got a little lesion, So I found the human version of it.
See the girl from The Big Bang Theory's horse died.
Huh.
Why do you say that with a smile?
Because it's a pull. It's again keeping. What do you think my last two? Yeah, exactly. What do you think the last 2 weeks have been like for me? Right? I think Ben cares about my random asides and podcast
I think you
knowledge.
still say them to him.
Yeah, but he doesn't
I still
care.
think-
He's
I
just
still
helper
think-
cars.
I still think that you talk
Thomas.
to him like you talk to me with this maybe slightly more respect than you talk to me.
Oh, he's a better listener than you for sure.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
he always
I don't know
says
about
the last
that.
2 words you said back to you.
Back
you know
to
what I
you?
mean? Yeah.
I can do it. Easy. This kid got nothing on me.
He just did it. So anyway, this guy had a really bad callus on his heel.
Oh, wait, the person or the horse?
The person.
Oh no, Andy, I don't want to hear this.
It looked like this dude.
No.
Oh my
this is
god!
gross. I
This
don't
guy
want
was like
this.
almost growing an extra foot with how much
Oh,
callus
no,
this dude had.
Andy, no.
And then they were going in there just like cheese grating it off.
I love it.
And then one of the comments was like,
cut.
one of the comments was like, the Olive Garden fucking the Olive Garden waiter, like, is that enough, sir? Do you need more? And man, it was so satisfying to watch this guy just like clipping off all this like. It
Where
was
were you when I
awesome.
needed you?
When did you? Do
When we were at work from home, COVID.
He cut your
Lucy and Jen made me put my foot in a bag, remember? And it ate away all my dead skin. And so then I put up a photo of it, and that's what tanked my Wiki Feet rating because they put that on. my foot looking like everybody loves hearing about fucking gross feet shit now. Greg puts that there. Nick's fucking light years ahead of me in Wiki Feet.
Is that where you? I mean, well, there wasn't video. Maybe if there was video, and you
He'd
had
be
somebody
popular
scraping off the dead
Yeah.
skin.
That was my favorite thing during the podcast. Is we would sit there and I would just rub my foot and it would just flake onto the ground.
Oh god!
Because I mean, it was you did this.
What the fuck?
You mean on
is
camera,
this
you mean-
episode?
Oh yeah. You can go watch the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen what you do with your lives. Nothing. So go figure it out. Go find when I put up the photo of my blown out foot, and then figure out the podcast that happened right before it.
out.
It's happened.
Why did you have to insult them beforehand?
Oh, these little fucking freaks, they love it.
You
That's
could
why.
have just said like, "Go find the
They
footage."
were
Instead, you were like,
celebrating.
"You're doing
They're
nothing."
celebrating today online that it's the 2nd anniversary of being called Trogs or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
They're the best.
2 years.
which sounds short, but yeah, that's
That does sound short.
because it feels like it's been here a
So
lot
Cali
longer.
Cuco's horse died.
Yeah.
Woke
It's
or
one of those where
cuckoo?
it's like I don't know you well at all or at all. Like, and I don't even mean like obviously I don't know her as a person. Like I don't live in LA.
Was this recent?
I'm not Jack Quaid.
Be cool if it were.
But I also don't watch Big Bang Theory. I liked her on 8 Simple Rules, but that was way back in the day, so I don't know anything about this person.
Flight attendant.
I did watch Flight Attendant, and that was one of those ones where I hate watched. I think where it was like your character is making a lot of really stupid decisions, but I'm enjoying the thing. Now it's not like when I hate watch Handmaid's Tale. That I was finally I'm done. June, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? She always makes the wrong decision. Keeps the thing
I never
going.
watched it.
Great concept. They just
It just looked too anxiety induced.
that's also true.
It was like, totalitarian society. I was like, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
It's not-
Also, like a lot of the guys look like you. They got
So
this.
that-
They got this haircut and this beard, but they're like really.
it is a rarity to have people have this haircut and this.
But I mean,
Never
again,
do
it's
you
like,
find
but
three
it's not
people
like
in a
they
row
look. No, don't try
that
to bring
have
me
this
and Tim into
haircut
this.
and this
Me
beard.
and Tim are hip, cool guys about it. You look like you could either be a hip, cool comic, or you could be somebody who is like very, repressive to the women in your life.
Oh, I don't know where to take that. I don't know if you heard
take
this,
that.
Greg, but last week.
cool comic, or those are the two options.
I'm gonna,
Someone you might want to hang out with, or someone you might want to put in jail.
Just in the Handmaid's Tale thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That universe. I'm not saying in real life.
No.
We all know Dee fucking steps on you every
She
day.
really does. She really does.
I want to tell a story that we told at the beginning of Love and Sex Stuff that you can watch on youtube.com/KindaFunny last week. But Andy and Greg weren't there, so I want to tell you guys what happened.
We're out being friends.
Right before we're about to go live for Love and Sex and Stuff After Dark, my brother comes up to me, kind of like in a cool Greg, we need to talk type way. And he goes, "Hey man, before we go live, can I grab you for 20 seconds?" And I was like, yeah. He's like, "Oh, we about to go live right now?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "Oh, it's okay. It doesn't really matter, but like whatever." I was like, no, it's cool. And I grab him. He brings me over. He goes, "Hey man, I would have told you this just when you guys were live, but like I don't know how Nick's gonna take it or not."
Okay.
And I was just like, "Oh,
I respect it.
fuck."
I respect that he. I respect that he decided to filter it.
Yeah. He's like, "I just want to make sure, like, I just want you to know." Like, and he was kind of concerned about this. He's like, "I want you to know, but like, I don't know where Nick's gonna be with it." And I was like, "Oh fuck, what could this possibly be?" Greg and Andy, would you believe that Nick and I had 10 minutes to get lunch in between the things we were doing before doing Love, Sex, and Stuff? So we run over to get tacos at the taco truck.
Nice.
Right?
Go to.
Right across the
So
street
good.
from the studio. Next to the taco truck is the liquor store we always talk about.
Yeah.
That
Crazy liquor.
kind of an infamous liquor store, a big part of the Kind of Funny lore at this point. So Cool Greg's in the liquor store doing Cool Greg stuff, right? Talking to the guy. Guy starts freaking out. Be like, whoa, hold on. Hey, we got 2 cops outside. Be cool. My brother looks. Hey, that's my boss and my brother.
What?
We're cops now. These guys think we're the fuzz.
Oh,
The
man.
two of us standing, waiting to get our tacos. I'm showing Nick D&D videos
Yeah.
on our phone.
Check this out. Like, we're gonna roll some dice. It's gonna be good.
What?
That's awesome.
My brother goes into full-on panic mode. No. That's my brother. I'm talking like my blood brother. He's not a cop. They're not cops. Like, he was so offended.
Oh my
that
God.
we might be cops.
That's incredible. But they
You guys
like,
go in that store.
yeah,
though,
they've
right?
seen you before, right?
Yeah, I don't go in that often.
But they know me. But there's one guy that works there who's like younger.
You look
that's
like
not
off
there
duty
all the
cops
time.
right now, both of you actually.
So like the guy that looks, the guy's got the really like big hair that has like the ponytail that's always there. He knows me. The older guy knows me.
It was a
The-
different guy.
The younger, like middle young guy knows me. But then there's another guy apparently that owns the place that comes there. And he's like,
I think it was him.
that's him, and he doesn't know us.
yeah.
So because I'm
So-
there like every once a week at least. I'm at that damn taco truck.
It's crazy you guys don't know these people by name. You talking about Alex and Charlie?
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool Greg knows him. I don't know him like that. But yeah, I was just fucking dying. The fact that he thought both of us were undercover cops and
And
trying to
at-
blow the operation.
At first,
What
I
are
was
they
like,
doing over there?
I don't
We
know.
don't know. We'll
That's
figure it
not
out.
for us to talk about. I don't
Let him
know.
do
I
their
don't
own
know, but his reaction to us as intense as it was makes me think that whatever they're doing can't be good.
Yeah,
But
no
then it makes
shit.
Me, but then it makes me think, if the whole neighborhood thinks we're undercover cops in here,
Very safe.
maybe it's a safe thing. Maybe we
Maybe.
let that lie go for a little while longer.
Yeah.
And that's how movies start, Andy.
But then
And
they watch. But then they see Roger and Mike sitting outside.
Mafia.
That's
What?
so
They
funny.
see Mike and Roger just sitting outside
They're like,
with a
"Not
cooler.
cop. He's good. He's not cop." Well, Mike looks like a cop. Mike can be a cop.
Well, so that kind of started a conversation that we didn't fully go down because we had a show to do of like, who here looks like a cop? And then you start thinking like, cops could look like many different things because that's how professions
How
work.
cops work.
You know, but like the stereotypical you look like a cop, you know, I did you mean to do that, Andy?
What?
I said the stereotypical, you look like a cop. Andy's eyes dart to Nick.
No. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm trying to assess the situation right now, as like I'm assessing like which one of y'all look like cops, because I want to say Mike is the most.
Just me.
I want to say maybe Mike, maybe Tim a little bit.
Mike for sure.
Well,
I
Mike
would not
just
think
has
I'm
the
hot.
stash.
It's
for
the
sure.
stash, yeah, but
Then his hair gets too poofy though.
but there's also this thing
Yeah, but
called.
once you pass the cop test, they let you do whatever.
There's also this like
when you go undercover.
this thing. If you're a fan of, if anybody's watched Hassan Piker, the streamer, whenever there's like a cop on a video doing something, he always mentions that guy's got a cop skull. And I think Tim
skull.
kind of has a cop skull. I think Mike 100% has a cop skull. Like just like the framing of how your head looks, you like that's cop skull.
I wouldn't put myself. I mean, I'm not trying to say like no way. I don't understand people saying it about me, but like I would think that I'm kind of more
I'm kind of
under the radar. Greg is definitely at the station. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have a desk job.
Yeah,
sure.
Greg has a desk job.
I'm not out there on the
100%.
beat. You seen this gut? Like, what am I doing walking the street?
It's more. I just think though the face vibe at this point. It's not
Greg's
so much.
You're the
Am
one
I,
people are
like-
reporting to.
Okay, I was gonna say, am I like a sergeant, or am I just like you walk in and I have to take your information and get somebody?
Greg, imagine this. Imagine this. I walk into the and I'm like,
Freeze! Start back.
no, I was gonna say it looks like I've had a night of just
Sex.
not gaming, but like crime, like doing crime stuff
Sure,
on the
sure,
scene.
sure, sure.
And I 2 hours of sleep. I got massive eye bags, which is usually the case. And you go, Cortez, in here now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's what I
that
picture. I
tracks.
picture you as that guy. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. Fair.
I picture you more like the guy that was like the youngest ever police chief.
Yeah.
Because he like played the game, right?
Sure.
And all the detectives, like, some respect him, but some's like, we can't go to Miller because Miller's gonna fucking he's gonna politicize everything.
Sure.
And we need to take it to the
Miller.
streets. We're gonna take it to Getty's,
It works.
right?
Getty's isn't a cop name though.
Like, here's what I'll say. Here's
I think it is.
Yeah.
Getty's 100% a cop name.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is Cortez.
Nobody tell Cool Greg.
Yeah, please, literally. Don't tell him.
It's like the most confident
okay.
Nick's ever been. Oh, Getty's 100%. Like, come on, I've watched every
off,
cop movie ever.
It's plural, so it's definitely a cop.
I will. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Scarpino's not a cop.
Scarpino's not a
I'll
cop.
give you that.
Scarpino is who you bust. Like, we're going
Mob.
after the Scarpinos.
I don't know, man.
yeah,
Because
I don't
they're
know, dude.
they're selling fucking like bootleg garlic or some shit like that. You know?
Dude, I
Illegally imported garlic.
I disagree, man. You sound like a cop name in New York somewhere.
like Columbo or Serpico.
Scarpino. You know, like it's just got the
It does ring well.
it's got a
It does
good
yell
shape
well.
to it.
Well,
Yeah.
my thing is, I think it rings well for many things, and I feel like cop's not the number one thing. Scarpino to me does.
Hey, fucking Scarpino's here. Hey.
Yeah.
Little Nicky. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Howard.
Small
Is a
PP
cop.
syndrome, Nicky.
Oh, we don't talk
Small
about why he's
PP
got,
syndrome
we don't talk
Scarpino.
about why he's riding the desk.
Hey, you got medical leave, huh?
Somebody shot off his peep.
Oh my god.
What a weird topic. A weird ass topic.
good- you
But
know,
it's
it's a good
fun. I
thing.
like it.
Yeah.
So I feel like Mike for sure. Tim, you got the build for it and the skull. We all agree.
Damn. Okay.
Because when you let's put it this way, when you shaved your head,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, dude, you could have been you could put on the uniform right now.
So shaved head Tim. That's cop Tim.
Oh, shaved head Tim's very much copied.
Because I feel like the hair adds to the copness.
Have you ever
right?
seen that? Have you seen that meme that goes around that's like "Hello, fellow protester," and it's like definitely not a cop, and it's like a dude in plain clothes, but he's got a stab vest. You can see.
Oh,
he's got,
yeah.
and then he's got handcuffs, like an imprint in his back pocket, so he's like an undercover cop at a
Yeah.
protest. And I was like, "Hello, fellow protester." You kind of read like that a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. Okay.
You could be undercover.
That's
See,
so
when
great.
when I think undercover, I think of Roger Corny. All right, because again, he's a blank slate. I don't. So again, this is something I thought in my head before I told you guys. So I guess
Yeah.
it's not really an again to you.
Like,
but
he looks like the default creative
He looks like
character.
Wooly Willy, right? So it's like, does he want hair? Does he want the mustache? Does he want the beard? Whatever the situation calls for, Roger is gonna rise to the occasion.
I think that's
Roger is gonna get in there and he's gonna go undercover.
he's got a very nice skin tone to him that, like, when you create a character nowadays, it's like your default isn't going to be a white guy. It's like, we'll give you somebody in the middle. Here's a guy with a nice, like Roger has a nice sort of mocha skin tone to him.
Yeah.
We'll put him right in the middle.
Yeah.
From here, you can make him wider, you can make him darker, or you can add hair to him. And this is the blank slate. I think you freaking nailed it with that.
And that's the thing. He's a young go-getter. Like he'd throw himself right into detective
corny.
mode like that.
But corny is
Detec-
powerful.
Detective Picorni.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Roger, right? Is that
Here we go.
I could see Roger working like the forensic department. Like he gives off the vibe like I would like to work around a lot of dead bodies. First off,
Whoa, what does that mean?
you know what it means.
I don't know.
You know what it fucking means. Second off, I don't see Roger vehemently pursuing a perp down a road. You know what I mean? Like
As opposed to, who here could you?
I mean, Mike will chase a motherfucker down like fast, and I believe that Greg would do it too. I believe that Greg would
run through the
I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd catch him, but I'd have fun barreling through fences. yeah.
exactly. Like I
Screaming like the Hulk chasing fucking Black Widow in Avengers.
so I believe
I had that
Greg
moment
would,
again, just as a quick aside, I swear. I had that a moment again last night of like getting into bed and then like thinking about imagine if somebody broke in and I just started screaming at them.
It's good.
I'm scared for them. They didn't want to bite off more than they can chew. But here I am
gonna be a quick
in my
B&E.
underwear screaming my ass off.
I'm just saying Roger is like the old adage, you know, you're like a dog chasing a car. You wouldn't know what to do once you catch him.
Yeah.
You know? I see Roger coming up to me, I steal a loaf of bread, and Roger's, you know, and I imagine him sleeveless, and he's got one of those cool gun holsters from like back in the day,
Fuck
right?
yeah.
And he's got that thick chain that like bangs against his chin as he's running. And he goes to tackle me, and I just turn into him, and he bounces off me like a piece of fucking cheese bouncing off a goddamn, you know.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I knew as soon as
I know where
like it, like
where it was gonna go.
As soon as he came out with cheese, I was like, oh, no, that's not good.
Here's what happened. I had it ready. I was gonna say cheese bouncing off a sandwich board, but I said cheese, and Tim's eyes widened, and I was like, "What did I say?" I was like, "Is that a bad thing?"
Go on, go on.
I just thought do bouncing. I thought you were going to bring up The Departed, but you said cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been better. That would have been
Greg,
better.
Nick's been kind of all over the place recently in a way
No,
that
Nick, buttoned up, Nick Scarpino.
in a way that kind of worries me.
What?
And I'll this is for Tim also because we're playing Payday 3 the other day on stream with Bruce Green, and we're about I don't know 10 minutes into the session. We're kind of trying to break into this bank, and Payday 3 is like you could be stealth and you can kind of break in but if the guns start firing off, then you have to put on your mask, and now you're fully in it, right? It's just like it's super tense, and it's a cool vibe. And Nick all of a sudden goes, "Hey, when do we fight? When do we meet Terry Crews?" And it's silent for a while.
Yeah.
And you can hear the funniest part is I rewatched the video that Evan Yan edited. It's a very, very good YouTube little like best of breakdown, and it's quiet for a while, and then suddenly I think Bruce goes, "Terry Crews, what are you talking about?" Because we were all doing other stuff in the meantime, like I'm trying to figure out this mechanic or whatever, and Bruce is like, "Terry Crews." He was like, "Yeah, you know, from that one video game where you're always like jumping around," and then Roger goes, "Crackdown?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's a game," and all of us in unison are like, "What the fuck? It's Crackdown? Why are you talking about Crackdown right now?" And it was one of those I had to tell Bruce's audience, Chat, I swear you, Nick did not just wake out of a coma like a couple of days ago. He's played other video games since Crackdown, and it kind of
He's had Crackdown on the mind.
it kind of just, I mean, but I don't know why, and it worried me a bit, Nick, of is something going on with Nick mentally that
Yes, always. But so the sort of origin of that joke in my brain was there's two categories.
By Actors Studio behind the comedy with Nick Scarpino.
it's another game with 2 words in it, like Crackdown Payday.
There's two avenues, if you will, for
Okay.
jokes that I tell at this office. Jokes that I know are going to just be a grand slam. And then jokes that I know
Why don't we ever get those?
I had 3 bangers at least during this podcast.
You
The
did,
dude who
you
shoot
did.
his little pee-pee off. That That was gold.
You
That
did. It was. That
fucking
was a
gold.
grand slam.
I hear Joey's
But-
already working on the shirt.
Perfect. Joey, make that a monthly. You put that out of 6 months. Or there's the other avenue, which is sometimes I just say stupid shit, and then I rely on you guys to pick up the slack. And I was really hoping you'd be like, "Are you talking about Crackdown?" And then would start dogging on me. But that joke, fucking, just died on the vine.
Yeah, it was.
Because it wasn't much of a joke. It wasn't great.
Well-
but I thought, okay, I'm going to say something here, and at least Andy will be like, "Are you talking about Crackdown?" Oh, Nick, whatever. There's no games. But you guys were like, Nick, we have to have a conversation about that.
It was
You
mostly
made it a big
because
moment.
I would have had to respond had we'd played Crackdown 5 months ago or 4 months ago or any time in the last 4 years. It was just so far out of my
So in my brain, I'm like, oh, these are two sort of generic style games that kind of come and go. Crackdown, Payday, whatever, interchangeable. As we played the game, I was like, clearly, this is
very
not the
different.
same experience.
okay.
Clearly,
All
Payday,
right.
a lot
That's what I
more
needed.
fun
Okay.
and integrated, like more. I think Payday is a lot more up my alley, but like Crackdown, I remember us all playing a Let's Play, being like, this is just a weird
Okay.
kind of
This makes a lot more sense now.
junkie.
The fact that you didn't really realize what Payday was going to be in that moment.
Correct. I've never played Payday.
Okay, great.
So
This
never
makes
played
a lot more sense. I'm happy to know this and kind of see into your mind.
Yes.
behind
It was
the
a
scenes.
deliberate joke
James
that I made
Lipton.
with a little bit of context in my brain that once it came out, saw your reaction to it, I was like, we needed a couple more through lines there to really tie in the humor
Yeah.
to what I was doing.
Okay.
I mean, you also, it's like kind of like when you're buffed or debuffed. You had like a -5 humor working against you with Bruce Green on the stream. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Hey,
fair.
I got a new tank top, guys. Shut up. Nobody fucking cares, Bruce.
I mean, I'm glad someone said it.
You don't agree with that.
No, I love Bruce. This is great.
I can hear Autumn's having trouble with the baby, and he just reaches over and shuts the door. You know what I mean? He doesn't get up and help.
Wow. He's never done that. Why are you starting shit? Why are you starting shit?
I'm just saying what I think happens on his stream.
You
I
often
think happened.
you often talk about how much you love their baby and how cute
Ah,
it is.
man, I don't know about that actually.
Stick it on Nick real quick with the.
Yeah, let's
the,
get him.
The games up. No, one of my funniest
I just want to say
memories.
Chance Carrs that I thought was legitimately funny. Thank you. I
Good,
assume he's
good,
referring
good.
to my joke and not
This-
something else.
And this wasn't a joke. This is just a funny situation of things that led to a hilarious punchline. Because when people don't necessarily know what the subject matter is, something you can't expect them to. This isn't against Nick.
Sure.
But I will never forget how funny it was when we were planning E3, and this was when KindaFunny was a lot smaller. And we're like, all right, who's going to cover what games and like who's going to go preview what? And, you know, we've told the story many times about Nick asking to invert the controls in a racing game,
Yeah,
which
the
just
crew.
gold. But that to me is second only to when we were telling, oh, you might like Detroit Become Human. Like we should like have you go do the demo for it. And he's oh yeah. And Nick always tries to like really go above and beyond of like, I'm gonna do some research and make sure I'm good for this. He over prepares for things.
Winkler.
And so he was like, oh yeah, Detroit's like a first person shooter. And I was like, no, it's not. And you're like, no, I looked it up, whatever. Nick had Googled it and found the Detroit map in Call of Duty. I
was like,
just
this
saw a
shit looks lit.
screenshot. And he was just like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah, first person shooter, whatever. And
Tim's
we were
like,
like, no.
Tim's like,
That's a
where
map."
did you go to see this? Yeah. What am I going to miss?
I remember seeing the
I appreciate
screenshot.
that.
I remember seeing the screenshot of like the gun aiming at something, and I was like, no, that's not the right game. That is a different, completely different
The
game.
Detroit
Sure,
map.
right.
Can we at all talk about what's happening Friday?
Yeah, we announced it. We can't talk about the theme of it yet.
Okay.
though. We've talked about how we have a special guest coming on Friday to play a role playing game, tabletop role playing game with us. And
And we said who it is.
And we said it's Sage Ryan.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
So we
everyone-
say that we did a test run today, and it was awesome,
we can't say that.
and Nick
yeah.
killed it.
You guys killed
Killed.
it too. It's gonna be fun. This is gonna be real fun. It's weird. Last night I didn't sleep at all. I was nervous,
I was nervous
I
as
was
shit getting in the
nervous.
room.
and I was nervous because
So
Sage.
full stop.
Sure,
So you've announced this and all this stuff, but you're doing a stream of a fantasy role playing.
we're doing a D&D light stream on
Okay.
Friday. Thanks to everyone's support on Twitch a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Sage was going to be in town, and so we were going to do the D&D stream a few weeks back. Sage is going to be in town, I think for a D&D convention. And she was like, I'd love to join you guys if you want to hold off on it. So we decided to plan it for when she was here, and she's going to be joining us for content all week starting Wednesday. And then Friday, we're going to finish with our a live Twitch stream of me GMing a D&D stream.
Okay, that's my question. If you were the DM, because you were nervous and couldn't sleep last night, I was wondering that.
Yes, mostly because I was like, I kept thinking of the mechanics of the game and then coming up with funnier stuff to put in. It's one of those things where I'm like, that'd be hilarious. I'll remember that tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, you gotta write that
Thing,
down.
not a
You
fucking
gotta
thing.
write it
I
down.
don't remember any of it. But yeah, I wanted to do this as like a goof. And then the more I started researching it and reaching out to people, and it's funny, people come out of the woodworks and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna DM or GM my first game." Everyone goes, "Oh, I love it." Everyone's doing it. You know what I mean? They just don't want you to know it. But Sage was like, "I'd love to help you." And then my buddy Riley, who is one of my coaches at Bay Jiu Jitsu, where I train, was like, "Dude, I run a bi-weekly game or bi-monthly game,
Sure.
where at the gym." And he goes, "If you want to just train Tuesday night and then stick around, I'll show you
Oh,
how
that's
we
cool.
do this stuff." So we sat. I was throwing people, and then 30 minutes later, I'm sitting there watching them set up on one of the crash pads as a faux table this incredible D&D game. Now they're doing it for real. They're doing it like 15 dice. Everyone's got all the 20 sided, the 10 sided, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he was like, I have a light version of this that I prepare for, like I prepared back in the day when I first got into this, that I can give you that revolves around like one. Everyone's just rolling a 10-sided die, and that's it.
Yeah.
Very simple mechanics, and I'll run you through all like the do's and don'ts of role playing. And I was like, I think once he did that, I'm like, these guys are gonna love this. Andy's gonna love it. Mike's gonna love it. Tim's gonna love it. So yeah, we're prepping that. I've got a whole story prepared for Friday, and we're gonna have some fun.
I was so nervous.
You were
Yeah,
nervous
me
too?
too.
So nervous,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know, like I don't understand how this works.
You're
and
experts. We did the crossover Game Over Greggy show with Critical Role.
we did. And I remember being really nervous then, but I was
I was nervous about the math.
because we also had like shadows essentially was, or at least I did. I was like the DM, but Matt Mercer was the one guiding me. So it's like, all right, cool, we're good. But with this, it's different because it's like, oh, we're actually doing it. So I've been watching a couple YouTube videos just trying to make sense of it. It's a really hard thing to make sense of when you don't really understand what's going on. So even today, just doing it, once you kind of get into the zone, I was like, okay, it is as limitless as I thought it was, but like it makes more sense.
Yeah.
And I think Nick did such a good job of just like setting the stage of how
Yeah.
it's all gonna work. And yeah, it was funny. Like me, Andy, and Mike just like slowly getting more into it. Of like, oh, let's see how this vibes. Like it was cool.
So the more I wanted to do it originally of like, I'm just gonna screw around and like have some fun and it'll be dumb. But the more I started learning about it, the more I'm like, it's kind of one of those things where you have to understand the rules before you break them.
Sure.
And so when Riley started sort of showing me the stuff and I started learning some other things, I was like, this could actually be really, really fun, but I need to really have a grasp of what's going on here in order to kind of keep it on track. But the one thing that he said to me that clicked was he was like, there's no winning this game. You can't win a D&D game. You can either play it well or not play it well because it's a shared narrative experience with everyone.
Yeah.
And your job as a person who's like DMing the game is to help create that environment. And then it's basically improv. You're just basically having a good time the entire time
Sure.
and being creative. But then when you start going out of bounds, that's your job is to pull them back in and constrain that. And I was like, oh, this is actually going to be challenging. That's when I started sweating. Of course, in typical Nick Scarpino fashion, I was like, we're doing this thing. Then I start researching it and I'm like, oh
Ah,
shit,
shit.
this is
I
hard.
gotta use more time on that.
But we luckily we gave ourselves a little bit more time and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, all last night I was like I wrote a bunch of questions down and I'll probably I'm gonna probably train tomorrow night, so I'll ask Riley like a couple more questions and
Train.
and
I love it.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riley Bodycomb. If you guys don't know him, he's one of my coaches and he's awesome.
I hoped it was Riley Carrier. I went to school with him. In like
Oh well,
junior high.
is he like a black belt in sambo and jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since junior high.
Maybe. I mean, it might
He
be.
used to
the same
throw
guy.
good sleepovers.
That was always my worry, Tim, is just the freedom of it, and it's one reason why whenever I've been invited to board game nights, I'm just always too scared to go because it's so tough for me to be in that moment and listen and learn and immediately all of the rules are telling me to go into my brain and me to memorize it. Like when I'm getting a bunch of rules thrown at me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed right now. And anytime I've seen people play D&D, I've always been worried of like, so you can just kind of do anything. I feel like that is really overwhelming and scary, you know?
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to do, and this was a suggestion from both Sage and from Riley. They were like, you should do a practice game. You should run everyone through the mechanics just so they can understand, so you can get a grip on how to do all that stuff, but then also so people are not on camera learning this, because that was the paralyzing effect it had on me when we did the Critical Role thing. Was they were like, Nick, what do you want to do? And I was like, You guys are all like massive voice celebrities, and you've played this before, and this is my first time ever seeing a D. I was like, I have no idea what I'm allowed to do or what I'm not allowed to do. And so I was like, I don't want to put you guys in that situation. I want to have a grasp on it. I want you guys to feel comfortable going into it. And then when it inevitably goes off the rails in the first 5 minutes, we can have some fun with it and be silly.
So the practice game you did today, was that the same campaign you're using?
Yeah. So think of it as sort of a
Dress rehearsal.
Prelude.
it's a prelude to I'm looking at this sort of like as a movie, right? So this would be like a prelude to like a short film that sets up all these characters that you maybe don't see,
Gotcha.
like a one
So this
shot, but
isn't, you're not
something like that.
restarting it on Friday. You guys are picking up.
They are
where you
picking
left
up. So as far as everyone's concerned, these characters never met each other until today. They did a mission, and now we are picking up from where that
off. Love
mission
it.
left
That's
off.
awesome.
Yeah, so so they have some context for who each other are. They can explain it to the audience. They're going to bring some of their backstory as well as they're going to talk. I'm going to be taking those notes, and maybe I'll try to incorporate those real time into the narrative.
We were commissioned by Joe Manganiello.
I wanted to show this video because this is something that had popped up on my For You page.
Sure. Is it a hoof? I don't want to see a hoof.
It's Joe Manganiello, who's a massive D&D
Oh!
player and fan. But he had this table commissioned, and he kind of talks about who plays with him as well. It's really, really neat.
To create a Dungeons and Dragons table for his new dungeon.
I
He
love
selected a
this
slab
shit.
of Bastone Walnut and paired it with a midnight blue base layer with a clear top layer. After curing for 7 days, we can pop the piece out of the form, flatten it on our CNC machine, and then we can begin working on the base. Joe decided to pair his top with one of our signature Black and Ash X bases. We use a torch to give the piece a textured finish, and from there we apply a black stain to get a consistent color.
Yes.
Then
Look
we're
how
protecting
cool
the
that
piece
looks.
with an acrylic urethane finish, polishing it for maximum clarity, and applying 2 coats of our black
It's
forest
like land and
ceramics.
ocean. You know?
Then
This is
it's
sick.
down to Los,
Oh, we lost it.
and I'll let Joe do the talking so he can tell you guys what he thought about his new piece.
And just seeing his reaction to it is neat, but then he talks about all the celebs he plays with.
Wow.
You like it, Joe?
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man. My game, it's like Tom Morello raging against the machine.
What?
The Big Show, the wrestler. Dan and Dave who created Game of Thrones. Vince Vaughn. Oh my god. And then like James Gunn used to come over and play. Like Tiffany Haddish. A couple of the Steelers were like, you gotta show us how to play.
Sophia Vergara.
Can you imagine?
She's probably like, you fucking
Nerd.
I hate this shit. That's rad, dude.
Can you imagine just like all these different celebrities showing up?
Like it's just
I had a moment yesterday
Am I
of sort of extraordinary nostalgia because I was like, I ordered some dice and they weren't going to arrive by the time we did the practice game today. So I was like, well, I want these guys to have something in their hands, and of course, I have to color coordinate everything with the colors for your character sheet. So
I don't love that I'm green, but that's okay.
Well, I was going to make you blue.
My favorite color. His name is
I hate all of you.
Yeah, the best color.
Yeah, best.
But we did some interesting things yesterday, and then afterward, I was like, fucking Mike. I was like, dude, I've got 2 hours. I'm gonna run to the Gamescape
Nice.
on Divisadero, and I said to my wife because we were hanging out yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna run by here real quick, but first I'm gonna drop you off. She was like, you don't have to. I was like, well,
Do you want to come to
well,
Gamescape?
I was
B?
like, she goes, you'll just be in and out, right? I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I just got to get dice and some other things, but I don't know. And she's like, I'll go with you. I was like,
You don't have
I've never in my life told my wife, like, I'd rather you not because I love hanging out with her.
I don't
But
want
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm here to tell you one thing. I might have a very, like, nostalgic feeling when I walk into this place. I might want to sit in that feeling for a little while. This is the place where it's badass.
Awesome.
And I might want to dork out a little bit. And she goes, I know. And I was like, but it might be like twice as long or 3 times as long. She goes, I know. I know what you're going to do. It's fine.
He loves you.
I love you. It's totally fine. And to her credit, we walked in this place. I talked to everyone that was in there. I was like Mike Howard. I was like, hello. How are you? I'm Nick. I'm running my first game. And everyone's like, you're running your first game? Here's here's what you got to do. You got to do this. Here's this. Oh, make sure they have paper and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. And I lock eyes with Dee, and she's like, just keep going. Whatever you want.
Do your
It's totally
thing,
fine.
Nikki.
But man, the being in one of those stores and just seeing the tactility of everything, especially when you just like, you don't do stuff like this. Play video games now with your friends. It was very cool. It transported me back to the 90s. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you'll let me real quick finish introductions. He is Latino Heat, Texas Tree, clicking heads, ripping to shreds, glow trotting, headshot, and rootin' tootin', 3-point shooting, Nitro Rifle from Twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
Happy to be here too.
And then, of course,
Hey,
he's
Greg.
Forbes 30 under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the New York Times quoted at Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each coming to hang out and talk with each other about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you like that, you should be part of the show by writing in for free at kindafunny.com/KF podcast. And then, of course, going to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode of the Kind of Funny podcast ad free, where, of course, you could watch us record it live, just like Drew Tendo64 is, Madeline Stanley is, and Melissa Hagler are. Of course, you could also get 300 plus bonus episodes since October when we opened the spare bedroom. You get a 12-minute Greg Way today, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff up there that are just popping off, having a great time. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. YouTube.com/kindafunny. Podcast services around the globe each and every week for a brand spanking new episode of Friends Being Friends. Some housekeeping for you. Don't forget, you are in the final days of the Jabroni merch line drop. That's right. Cameron French designed the Jabroni merch line. You can get it at kindafunny.com/store. It is available through Friday. You got to get over there. You got to buy it because once it's gone, it's gone.
Gone, everybody.
Or it then goes back into hibernation until the next cool line of stuff we drop.
I'm working on that right now. Well, hopefully, I don't know if it's the next one,
I
but
don't think it's probably the next one because I think the next one's something else.
you're right.
But the next one's been the next one for a long time. So
Yeah,
we'll see
you're
what
right.
happens. You know what I mean?
I'm excited for the next. I'm excited for the thing I'm working on. I was talking. I was letting people know that how much I enjoy. Obviously, I love getting on camera, being a little goof, and just trying to make people laugh. And be
Freakazoid, as we
stupid.
call you.
But
Freakazoid all the time.
but there's also just like such a cool feeling of opening up Photoshop, putting a podcast on, and be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get deep
We're
into this.
creating.
Right? I'm gonna lose myself in this shit,
Hell
and it's awesome to look up at the clock and be like, it's 4:48, and I need to sit down because I've been standing up this whole fucking time at my desk. Yeah, I had a good time designing stuff.
Exciting.
Thank you for designing stuff, Andy. And thank you to our Patreon producers, Nathan Lamoth, Jedi Master Deadpool, Casey Andrew, and James Hastings. They were brought to you by Rocket Money, Shady Rays, and DoorDash. And hey, since you're not on patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get this show ad-free, let's hear from them right now.
This episode is brought to you by DoorDash. Did you burn your last piece of toast? Have the avocados gone bad? Is the hot sauce bottle empty? You could try grocery delivery from DoorDash. You'll get everything you want delivered when you need it right to your door. You've trusted DoorDash to deliver your restaurant favorites, and now you can get grocery delivery that actually delivers too. You already know how much all of us here at Kinda Funny love DoorDash, but with thousands of grocery stores to choose from, you'll find the best in your neighborhood and boost your local economy with each and every order. You'll get exactly what you ordered, or they'll make it right. You want even more value? You can save on all of your grocery and restaurant favorites with a $0 delivery fee on all eligible orders with a DashPass membership. With easy substitutes right in the app and best-in-class customer support, you can get 50% off your first DoorDash order up to a $20 value when you use code KINDA at checkout. That's 50% off up to $20, no minimum subtotal, and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code KINDA. Don't forget, that's code KINDA for 50% off your first order with DoorDash. This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. And that's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. Every purchase supports the Shady Rays Impact Program, which works directly with nonprofits and their communities to empower and make adventure accessible for all walks of life. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. You can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Again, that's shadyrays.com. Use the code KINDAFUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and it helps you lower your bills all in one place. And it has surprised multiple of my friends and people at KindaFunny how many subscriptions they have that they forgot they are still paying for. That's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money. It's so easy to cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bills and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. One more time, rocketmoney.com/kindafunny.
We're back and Nick still isn't back. Can we
He's on
hack
the
his
way.
phone, you think?
Hack the planet.
Can Andy start naming off passcodes you think it might be?
Oh gosh, Pisha leak. Tim, I'm making a decision that I didn't think I would make. Making a call.
Oh,
I don't
lock
think I'm going to get a TV for my bedroom.
Huh. Interesting, because you have your little stream room now
Yeah.
in addition to your bedroom.
Nikki, bring me a paper towel.
Interesting. Okay.
And there's something I thought I was, right? The
Uh-huh.
plan was always to, either get a new TV for the stream room and put the old Vizio into my room, or get a new TV and put it in my room and just leave the Vizio out there. But it's been really nice to go to my bedroom and just there's no electronics here. Now, granted, I
you have
did
your phone, which
My
yeah,
phone.
but I feel like
Out of my mic.
when I have the TV on,
Thank you.
it supplements me looking at my phone, because I would just turn on YouTube TV or turn
Yeah.
on have American Dad running in the background or whatever the hell,
Love that.
and then I'd just be on my phone at the same time. I feel like it's an extra thing to kind of just add on and watch. But I've been digging, kind of just going to my bedroom and there's nothing here. I'm just
Has it helped you sleep at all?
well, the Lexa Pro helps me sleep.
Yeah. But I mean, have you noticed any change in just your ability to get into bed and actually go to bed as opposed to just being in bed but not going
I think it
to
has.
sleep?
I think it has, yeah, because I think the TV is an added thing that I could always say, well, I could be doing this instead.
Mm-hmm.
Where we always talk about, Greg, you've mentioned this before from other TikToks that you've seen, where it's the spiteful staying awake.
Oh, yeah.
It's no, I don't
You
care
had
if
a
I'm
great term
sleepy.
for it.
I knew there was a great term, and Joey shouted it out in chat because I did the same thing I did now, where I'm just bricking on what it was. Spiteful.
It was
whatever sounded-
spite sleeping, or I forget what it was, but it's the TV would be another excuse for me to be no, I don't care if I'm sleepy. This is my time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
Yep.
This is my time to shine.
This time I probably
But
myself.
yeah, but I do kind of enjoy the feeling of getting into bed. And sure, I have TikTok there, and it doesn't really mess with me at night. Saturdays are real bad, dude. I woke up at 11:30 a.m.
Nothing wrong.
and I was on TikTok on my phone to the point where I looked at my phone. I was like, I'm at 62% battery.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I've been on my phone scrolling shit for hours. I need to get
Set that little timer thing. You can restrict it in
I
TikTok.
gotta do that.
It'll pop up and be like, hey, you've hit your limit of. You said you want an hour. You've hit an hour.
I gotta do that. But either way, at night I'm usually fine, and I feel like I'm not gonna be fine because I got my Steam Deck there too.
Yeah.
But it's usually okay, and I've kind of been liking the vibe of not having a TV in my room.
We're coming back to your TV thing.
I do feel like a freak though, just kind of walking in there and honestly, when I walk into my room to go to sleep, I feel like it's a getaway hotel room that somebody set up for me to hide from the authorities,
Sure.
or hide from somebody following me. Where they're
Sure.
you're gonna walk into the room, you're just gonna go to sleep, just stay there. I feel like that. I don't want to turn anything on.
I think I might have missed something in my time. You have a streaming room now, and
My old bedroom where I would stream from is now just the stream room, and I moved my bed into the middle bedroom.
I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah.
You paying Barrett double rent now?
I'm paying extra. Yeah. I was told not to, but I was like, Barrett, I got you, bro. I give him $10 every. No, I pay a decent amount more.
I wish you'd have you ever seen Back to School?
Yeah, of
with
course.
Rodney Dangerfield. You should knock down the wall.
The
so
double
there's
Lindy.
2 doors that either door go into the same room. It's just one big room.
Well, honestly, the middle bedroom has an entrance that I never use because I go through the restroom entrance.
Okay.
The back door.
Yeah, the back door essentially. Yeah, because essentially my now bedroom neighbors the bathroom, which was always a problem when I had roommates living in there.
Because you hear them poo poo.
I would hear them banging when I
you
go
hear
to the
them.
restroom. And I never wanted to go to the restroom. Like, they're gonna know that I know, and I just don't want to like deal. I'll go to like Barrett's restroom on the other side of the house.
They were banging that often.
Oh yeah,
That's
They didn't have a TV in their room either.
yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. But now I'm able to just kind of like it's my restrooms. It's
Poop
so
in
great
peace.
to just like. Here's what I love the most about being in the middle bedroom now, is that I don't have to walk through the living room or be seen by anybody in the living room in order to go to the restroom.
Sure. They don't know what you're doing. To them.
It's great. I like it. It's this power.
peace of mind.
It's this freedom that I have that if somebody's visiting, if somebody's in their living room, I don't have to walk through the living room.
Say hi, make
I like put my
conversation,
shorts
yeah.
on and I'm like, I just woke up. I look all fucked up. I don't have to do that. Just go to the restroom, go pee, go back to bed. You know, it's great.
So I want to get back to this TV business, but I do want to call it to something I've been wrestling with. Isn't so much I need to spend less time on my phone, but I want to do something more productive on my phone. I want to create more on my phone, which I know sounds stupid, but I mean like posting more to Instagram or TikTok rather than consuming more. Because I do the same thing where I sit there, it's like Ben has cartoons on and I check it on TikTok or whatever, and then I'm just like, the hour has gone by or whatever. I'm like, oh, Jesus, like I did nothing. I don't feel good about having consumed this much.
Well, you
I should have gone
impressed-
through and edited my videos. I should have.
Yeah. I mean, Greg impressed the shit out of us when we were at Summer Game Fest and you edited that video of you waking us up at
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
greeting us
CapCut,
at
man.
5 in the
CapCut's
morning.
amazing. CapCut is amazing.
Like
Just do it,
Greg
man.
just opens up this program called CapCut and edits together a video on his phone. I was very like, I know a lot of people do that. I was very surprised that you on the flight
yeah,
posted this video. I was like, oh shit, we just recorded that.
yeah.
And he edited it on his phone. So is that what you're talking about? Editing?
Something like that, or like the little stuff of like, if I'm taking a photo of something, I take at least probably 4 photos of that thing. You know what I mean? So then you can expand that out of Ben being cute, and there's like hundreds of photos that are the same fucking apple he's picking. You know what I mean? I need to go through and just get rid of those and clean that up.
Mm.
Yeah.
and organize stuff and do it like that. That's what I'm thinking of just like, rather than mindlessly scrolling, going to Twitter and saying nothing I want and keep scrolling, like, okay, get out of it. Either put out something that I want to say or have a conversation with, and then also go through and edit my stuff that way.
Greg, speaking to Ben.
Yeah.
Can we tell the story of his new favorite song?
Oh, sure. Well, okay. Yes,
Like,
of course.
His
of course you
favorite,
can.
the part that he sings.
Yeah.
So Greg sends me this video of them having dinner time or something. I'm not sure exactly
Yeah.
what's going on, but music's playing, and it is, of course, the 2005 classic "London Bridge" by Fergie.
Mm.
All right, and do you know that song, Nick?
London.
Sure. Yeah. But in the background, like every once in a while on the beat, there'll be just like ad lib voices like, "Oh shit, oh shit," We got little Ben just dancing.
Oh, I saw this.
Just screaming his favorite lyrics.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit. And he is loving it.
Yeah. The other one, we knew he liked it, but it's had a resurgence because it was originally just a very fun thing to put on the TV and see him marvel at the cinematography. But now, just as a song, he's very into Taylor Swift "Shake It Off," and so when you play that, he does do the shake it. He starts asking for
Good
shake
for
it.
him.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Back to your TV.
Um,
I'm on Target.com, and let me tell you, they got some cheap, good TVs here for you. You want 40 inches? I can get you one for $160.
no, I would if I'm
want
gonna
bigger?
get something. I'm gonna get an OLED.
Thank you.
I don't have an OLED yet. I'm way past due getting myself.
Samsung 65-inch, $479.
See, Mike did this to me the other day where
Don't
he's like,
waste your money.
Andy, I saw this TV, Slappy. It was a 55-inch, 70 whatever inch for $400. And I was like, Mike, that's the equivalent of going to Burger King and being like, here's 20 nuggets for $1. It's like something's wrong here. What's wrong here? If I'm gonna get a TV, it's gonna be either 55 or 65-inch OLED.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, the 77's getting real reasonably priced, Andy.
I don't even know where I would put that
You need
then.
it.
Now, you telling me about the 77-inch, that's more of like something to tell my dad about. Because anytime I've gone back home in the past couple months or whatever, my dad would be like, hey, man, it would fill up that wall real nice if it was a little bit larger. Like, and I'm always like trying to like hint it, like, let's do this, man. Like, I'm down to drop money and help you out by it. Like, I want to.
A best friend just hit me up recently on Twitter and was just like, did I do this right? And it was a 77-inch OLED from last year's model.
Yeah.
So fantastic. $1,400.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's you did it right.
That is
Come on.
ridiculous.
You did it right.
Congrats.
That is very, very good. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go sans TV from now on.
I think that's really smart. D and I don't have we don't have a TV in our room. We've never had a TV in our bedroom. It's great. I think your bedroom needs to be the place where you sleep, and that's what you focus on doing, and it should be no electronic free zone. Because for me, this like I have it. My nightly routine is basically like I need to shut off any sort of like game or whatever I'm doing an hour before I want to go to bed, brush my teeth, and then I'll sit and I'll watch the dumbest show possible on my couch, and I'll do the dog thing where the eyes start.
Sure.
And the eyes start. And by the third time they go down, I go, cool. And I turn it off and I walk into my room. And the second the door closes, psychologically, that tells me it's time to sleep and it's time to relax. And it's especially good, in my opinion, when you've got, a significant other in there, because then you're like, this room to me means I focus on you.
Yeah.
Like I'm snuggling to you or do whatever, but it's not about continuing whatever I did out there in here. Because if I put on Young Justice season 3, it's really good. But it's a bummer they canceled it. But, if I continue that in here, then I'll never go to sleep, and then it'll wake D up. So, to me, it's like it's nice to just have that not be in the room.
No TV in our bedroom either. And that's why the bedroom is for sleeping and for fucking. That's all. That's all you're doing in there.
It's for sleeping.
But like over this break, my vacation, I guess, we replaced the windows in Ben's room because they were really bad, and that mainly worked while we were in Canada, but then when we came back, it still was a couple days happening. So Jen and I slept downstairs. He slept in our room, and then his room was cleared out or whatever. And God bless Jen, who is the one who wants to sleep in, like, just like she goes to bed early. She does all this stuff. Me sitting, we're in there, and she's just bathed in light as I play Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty on an 80-inch OLED with my headphones on. She's just trying to sleep.
It's just light and it's click, click, click.
Yeah, exactly.
Click, click, click. Damn it.
Yeah. I was saying, I was killing it. Don't worry about it.
So I recently started, because I've been in such a cyberpunk mood, I was like, I need to watch the anime again. I only had watched 3 episodes of Cyberpunk Edgerunners on Netflix, so I'm like,
it's good.
Fully watching it. It's really awesome so far.
I believe you.
And then I was like, you know what? I've been digging this sort of getting back into the cyberpunk vibes. I'm gonna be V for Halloween, and I'm gonna I want to go all out on this. I'm gonna shave all the slits into my head. I'm gonna I've already been talking to Jessica Negri about what would be the best ways to sort of simulate the cyberware on my face, like the little I don't want to just draw lines on my face. I want it to look like silver pieces of hardware. I want it to look like really. I want it to look awesome. Yeah. I want to just basically be my character from Cyberpunk. And does that mean that I've been already looking at $200 jackets on Etsy of the Cyberpunk with the collar that lights up in the inside? Good. Yeah, I want it to be that type of thing. Yeah.
You need this.
Yeah.
But we're us. We could just hit up CD Projekt Red. They probably got those laying around. You can borrow one for Halloween.
You think they ship one?
Yeah. They love
want it for permanent, though.
Okay, if you want a permanent, then yeah, I can't help you.
It's like that Guardians of the Galaxy jacket. You got a lot of use out of that bad boy.
I think it's cool as fuck.
It's cool to just kind of wear whenever I, walk outside.
We gotta punk it up.
Wearing basketball shorts. Yeah, so I've just been thinking about I think that's the Halloween costume.
That's great. That's awesome.
You want to get prepped early, right? You want to know what you're going to be around mid to late September. Anything else?
That's a really smart way to look at it, because every year it sneaks up on me, and every year I tell myself I don't need a costume, and then I remember Punchline does a massive Halloween show where you only get up if you have an awesome costume.
Oh.
So if you pass the audition, you get a set, but if you're not, then there's a draw, and you have to go up on stage, and people go, "Oh, I want that guy." And last year, no offense, I dressed as a Ghostbuster, it just wasn't getting it done.
You didn't bring a proton pack.
Good point.
They can see you're half-assing it. What do you
Yeah.
want? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
They're
It was
like, he's
also-
gonna
it was
half-ass it up
thought
on
about.
stage too. You know,
Yeah.
I probably would have.
can't do that.
I probably would have.
Do you want one that'll kill this year? Or do you have
I just think Ghostbusters is. Yes, I need a. You're talking about a proton pack or just a costume?
No, not a proton pack. No.
Yeah, I need one that will kill this year.
There's gonna be too many
Here's-
Kens.
You're gonna. This is one I've been noodling, but I'm not gonna do it this year. And anybody can take this and send me photos, but it would work well for you, I think, especially. And it'll be a redemption for you because this would show that you tried.
Mm-hmm.
Dress up as the Statue of Liberty from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh wow.
And so do the whole Statue of Liberty outfit, paint this part of your face and your neck and your ears, right?
Yeah.
And then put the thing on, and then put the action figures in of the guys.
That's pretty great.
And I think that actually would
That's
actually
pretty
do pretty well,
incredible.
right? Yeah,
At
yeah.
first, I was
And
like,
walk
I don't
around-
know about this
walk
idea,
ar-
but
I
the
was thinking
action
of-
figures in there is
You
pretty.
have the action figures, and then what I was gonna do in my head is get I have one of those outdoor speakers. Get that and wrap it up as the torch and have it playing Jackie Wilson.
Yeah.
Your love keeps lifting me higher over and over
Great.
again. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Eventually, I will. I just don't think this is the year for it. You know what I mean? I got that new proton pack, Spangler one.
gotta
from
take it for
Hasbro.
a-
Yeah, I gotta
take it
get
on
that
the
thing. I
block.
gotta get
What do you mean you got this news? What do you mean?
Hasbro Labs did a thing. Jesus, it's 2023 now, right?
Sure.
So
Last
at
I
the
checked.
beginning of 2022, they did a thing where it was like they do their own little like not crowdfunding, but if we get this many, we'll do it. If we get this many, we'll add this more. Da, da.
Cool.
And they had done basically the Egon Spangler's proton pack from Afterlife. And so it's the whole deal of like it's worn down like it was in the movie, but you can
Oh,
also
wow.
take out part of the cyclotron and see all the stuff in there and blah,
Oh,
blah,
that's
yeah.
sick.
And so I backed it, and I was totally like, oh, this would be perfect for next Halloween. And it was like, oh no, it's gonna be even longer than that. And so I had gotten it, I guess, the spring of this year. Does that track? I think that tracks. Yeah. And so I haven't actually worn it out for a thing. So I'm pretty stoked to wear it out this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking more along the lines of dressing up as Cocaine Bear.
Sure.
Something fun like
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
You know, just bear costume and just.
Yeah.
But what you should do is do like Winnie the Pooh cocaine bear.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Instead of having like one of those the honey buckets,
Yeah.
just have a massive vial.
Sure. Vile. Eric Myers writes in
Oh.
to kindafunny.com/KF podcast, just like you can for free, and says, when's the last time a song made you feel an intense emotion, either positive or negative? With Blink 182 releasing their song/video for One More Time, especially on the eve of myself turning 30, it's been a long time since I have been so deeply affected by a song. Hopefully Barrett is doing okay.
That song was wild, man. Did you guys watch this video?
No.
I've seen the clips everywhere, but I have not made the time to sit down and watch the entire thing.
I have no real connection to Blink
The
182.
video got me real good.
Oh my god, it got me. They did such a good job with this thing of like it. There's a sense of brotherhood that they go through, and like I know a lot of the real like I'm a big Travis Barker fan from over the years of like his remixes and stuff, and the stories of the plane crash and all that shit, and like the way that they deal with the storytelling of their lives in this, I was like, this is actually moving and very, very well done, and the video is touching as all hell.
Yeah, I can always. The easiest way to tug at my heartstrings and get tears out of my eyes is, showing how that person looked back in the day and just thinking about the aging process and how you were a kid back then, you'll never be that again, and just like it's super sad, but it's also bittersweet, and like anytime movies do that sort of cutting between the past and the future.
Jackass did it. Jackass 3D, and then
When Barbie did it, got me real good too, showing like them as like the younger versions. Oh man, like that always gets me. So obviously this video is even more close to home, just as Blink is the reason why I started playing music, and watching that I was like, God damn, dude, like I am not 15 anymore, 14 anymore.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad. Yeah.
For me, it's a country song, and I had to go to my like songs because it's been somewhat recent. "Changing Me" by Andrew Janikos. Surprising nobody. It's obviously about fatherhood and stuff like that, right? And like that's that can get me so easily nowadays. Of like you go through and they start talking about being a dad or whatever, and it's what you think it would be. It's it's about how people are talking about how you're changing the little boy, right? But you're really changing me, the man who's singing the song or whatever. And there's so much of that wrapped up with watching Ben grow up. And again, like to your point of it's so interesting to experience his childhood and then be reminded of living your childhood and like have these things of like, oh man, like I remember that, but it's like, oh, so is he gonna remember that like this? And like, you know, I remember how our little house I first lived in was so large. It's like, oh my god, it's got to be what it's like for him and all these different things, and him and the dog, and like, you know, you name it. And watching Ben do anything, it's been pretty incredible.
I have a song that'll make you cry.
Yeah, what is it?
About fatherhood. But you'll have to like read the lyrics while you're kind of like listening to it because the
Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg.
yeah, that's the one. It's called Atlas by Coheed and Cambria,
Oh, okay.
and it's Claudio writing about his son. And it's
Okay.
very, very good.
I'm gonna put it on the list right now. Listen on the way home.
But you have to like read the lyrics while you're driving.
Oh, no problem. I do that all the time.
Oh, I mean, I cry at the drop of a fucking hat, man. And anything that's a love song about from one person to another, if Dee's anywhere in the vicinity, or if I'm even thinking about her, I'll start tearing up in the car. Like anything Adele, anything John Legend, anything Celine Dion. What's that the John Legend song that's like well, now I've got Power of Love by Celine Dion.
That's the power of
No, that's a great one too. But the other Power of Love, which the whispers in the morning.
I don't
Know that one?
Cause
I'm your lady. Bow, 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 bow. And you are my man. I'll be like,
Here's the
fucking
thing,
love
only
so
Nick
much.
and
Love you so
I.
much, dude.
Here's the thing, Nick and I only understand. All right,
Power of Love.
fucking early '90s weddings bopped like no one's fucking business, and they just don't make music like that
They really
anymore.
don't.
And you maybe you're at the wedding, maybe you're at the little diner in your town, and they're playing this music, but like soft rock, fucking crushed it.
Dude, you're just a little fucked up on champagne, and everyone's a little too warm.
No, I won't.
You're a little too warm. And those songs lit, you're like, I fucking love everyone. I love you so much.
That's how it was.
Concerning hobbits from Lord of the Rings, man. Anytime you play, you hear that little flute playing, and it just like I just feel so like pure and happy. So like these emotions don't always have to be sad. It can be that. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah, dude.
Also, the final track on the Anamanaguchi album named Endless Fantasy. This is an instrumental band. They don't have lyrics, but during the final track, leading into like the final sort of big crescendo, I guess they recorded what sounds like a self-help teacher, kind of like what is he? He's like, we are all one on spaceship Earth, and I forget what it just felt like, man, I have the power to do anything right now. I'm so pumped up, and we are all one species right now, you know. And it's like, it always gets me really pumped up, and I get like tears of like excitement and hype from it, but not like a sadness or anything.
Yeah, it's funny when you said the final song. I thought you were gonna say what I wanted to bring up. There's a ton of songs from artists that I've just been listening to forever, and as you get to that point where we're now like on their, you know, the 20th anniversary of an album or a song or whatever, it's like new versions coming out, maybe like the acapella version or like the slow sad version. Like I remember Goldfinger put out a different type of version of Superman during the pandemic, and it was like acoustic and kind of just like. And like the lyrics of that song about here I am feeling older all the time, looking older all the time. And it's like, damn, it's been decades since that point, right? So that stuff always hits. But for me, it is the final track of Tears of the Kingdom. And no spoilers or anything, but there's the moment of
That
the
just
game.
makes you feel.
And
Zelda's
it
dead
is
and
just,
I'm an elf.
the music though,
sad. Ganondorf.
it's so fucking powerful. And like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, not too much music in those games. There's a lot of music, but it's sparse.
Very selective.
You know what I mean? It's very selective. It hits during boss fights or whatever, but there's not just always music playing. And you guys know how much I care about the hype and the builds and the character themes and stuff. It is just impeccable. I don't know that music has ever been used more effectively in a video game than that final boss
I was a
fight.
crying mess.
Dude, it's insane. And like, I can't stop listening to the track. And I said this on Games Daily recently, but I've been going out a lot more with Pokemon Go taking over my life. And so I've been on buses a lot more.
Fucking texted Andrew Goldfarb the other day because I'm sitting on my couch hanging out with Ben, and I was playing Monster Hunter or now the Niantic Monster game. I'm like, yo, are you into Monster Hunter now, or you use Pokemon? He goes, we are a Pokemon Go only household, and he sends me a photo of him and fucking Tim on the street at that moment. I was like, god damn.
Yeah, in these streets. But to get to these streets where we actually walk, I have to take the bus. So I've been like just on the bus listening to music a lot more. Andy, I'm not fucking lying to you when I tell you I keep listening to this Zelda song and I keep crying on the bus.
emotional.
It is very bad. I'm like, I need to stop this because I look fucking crazy, but I can't stop, man. It's the
You're
way-
expecting an old lady to be like, it's okay.
It's
yeah."
okay. But
You're gonna
just
get through
it's the
it.
way that it mixes in the same way that the Blink
Link's arm was
182
all
thing
fucked up.
goes through and like the references they make in the lyrics and stuff. But even you watch the video and it's like referencing all the old stuff. The amount of themes that they mix into this minute and 30-second song, and it just the story that the music tells just by itself, it literally just feels like my entire life I've played Zelda games, and that one track feels like the perfect like moment of all of it coming together. I can't believe it, man. I don't think there'll ever come a time that I hear that and I don't at least tear up, if not full on fucking get emotional.
Do you think Blink recorded that in the volume? It looked like the volume kind of. It didn't seem like it was green screened.
Oh, really? I definitely think that was like an Unreal type situation.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that was a video wall.
Okay. Because it's just like the lighting around them looked very, very. Essentially, what the video is, Nick, it's them in every sort of music video setting that they've ever recorded through all the decades.
That's cool.
It's like them in the
I haven't pulled
bedroom
it, but we're
from
done,
first
we're gonna
date.
watch this.
Okay.
And then like what's my age again and all the small things and all that stuff and then going through all the decades. But then they also show what's crazier is like they show different live performances that I 1000% downloaded all of these when they would record, when they would be on MTV at spring break.
Yeah.
And they were up there and they had like a big amp that said the word fuck on it or whatever. Like I was like, God, man, I recorded all of these live performances. I know them like by heart, and it's their older selves now, you know, and you know, the whole theme is like, why? I think Mark's verse is, why does it take a disease or planes falling out of the sky to get us to talk to each other again? Like Travis almost died in a plane crash, and that's what brought us back together again. I got cancer, and that's what brought us back together again. Why does it take these like crazy events to?
Oh man, I thought that meant 9/11 and the pandemic of like the plane.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the thing. I thought I was like, damn, these guys are going global.
No, yeah, no. It was just like more. It's just insanely personal. And then hearing interviews of them talk about what they were thinking during like certain moments of the breakup was, God, that was like got real.
And again, I'm speaking from ignorance a little bit because I'm not too familiar with this stuff, but like I don't know Travis to be like a singer in this, right? Like he's usually more like the fucking.
No,
cool
he's
guy.
never ever sung ever.
That makes this even cooler then, because like in the video, there's a moment towards the end that it just like the camera moves differently than it's moved the entire video. And it zooms in on Travis and he starts like singing with them. And I was like, this is a fucking moment. Like they're pulling this off in a way that it's like,
Yeah.
it's like Splinter joining the Ninja Turtles to fight. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, this is awesome.
Yeah, he's always just been the quiet guy with the two jokers talking about dicks and pussies. You know, like
Now,
very very weird.
can I ask a question to that at the risk of
Let me hear it.
interjecting some humor and a non sequitur into this? Does this hit you as hard as it hit me when all of NSYNC came out with those really big oversized suits and everything they do all the time now?
It's pretty good.
Wait, what do you mean?
Pretty good.
Fucking, they're so. Have you not seen all the members of NSYNC are hanging out again together?
Oh no, yeah, I know that.
But they keep wearing these big suits.
Oh really? Oh, I haven't seen
They're
that.
just like, it's like whatever the vibe is. It's just, they're just massive suits. They're all just so big.
Huh?
They're
Joey
making a new
Fatoni's
vibe.
suit could fit 5 people in it, and Joey's not that big. There's there's room for 2 other people in that suit.
It's very much like a man band thing where they're like, we were a boy band, we're now a man band.
Oh.
What's our new vibe? And I love it, dude. Like, I love that they're just
love
fucking leaning in. Like,
We were talking about it recently, Tim, and we felt like when in this video that kind of they posted initially of like all of them singing their parts, and then it's just
Sorry, NSYNC now or Blink 182?
in sync,
Okay.
and you know, it's Justin just playing to the camera, right? Like just I love you guys, like we're all together again, whatever the hell. In that moment, I saw the video and I didn't see that it was tweeted out by NSYNC, but I was like, oh, that's cool. They're all joining Justin as like
Lay down some. Just hang out.
for his solo album or whatever. It's like, this doesn't sound like an NSYNC song. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah. But see, here's the thing. Like, we haven't heard it fully yet, right?
No, we've only heard this. To my knowledge, we've only heard the hook, which is
Yeah.
I
Which is-
feel like that there's a level of evolution, though, where it is a troll song, which I think is kind of like the thing that to me is making it a little too like general pop.
Trolls
as
the
opposed
movie,
to-
by the way, Chad.
Thank you. I was like, what? They're trolling the audience?
Yeah, no. I think we're about to get more though, and I think
so
we're gonna
too.
lean harder into it. But I also just don't know if you can make that same music now.
No. I mean, I don't even. The reason why I didn't feel like an NSYNC song was I wasn't having just here's JC on a solo with other people interluding. Let's cut to Justin
You
Timberlake
wanted
on
to
a
change
solo.
verses, right? You trade verses.
Yeah, like that's kind of like what I expect. But this just sounded like everybody harmonizing with.
Yeah, I think that's because and I could be wrong. I don't think the full song's. I imagine it's going to be them trading on.
Okay, I hope so.
I
Yeah.
imagine it will be. Yeah,
I hope
I'm just hoping that.
Are we gonna watch Trolls in theaters?
to
Trolls
hear
in
the
review?
song? Sure.
Shit.
You fucked us.
Now I will say I'm very upset about some news that dropped this weekend, and I might be a minority on this, but Usher for the Super Bowl, I get it. We're gonna get some cool shit. I have personal beef with this man that I'm not gonna get into.
The Xbox stuff.
There is a lot of Xbox stuff as well. That's not why.
Wait, is Usher your
Yeah,
your Henry Winkler?
You're Andy Serkis.
he's up there. He's up there.
That's awesome.
But also what I think is really funny about this is in like 8th grade, I remember seeing an interview with Usher where he was talking mad shit about Justin Timberlake, and he was like very anti JT. And Usher was like, someone asked him like, "Oh yeah, like you keep taking shots at Justin. Like, what are your thoughts on this new song? This whatever." And Usher, this was irrelevant to the conversation. He looked at the camera, he pulled his shirt up, and he pointed at his little thrust bucket and
little
shit.
V.
And he's like, "Let me tell you this: without this, you're nothing." And they're like,
What? I don't know if that checks out.
I
Usher.
don't know. Anyways, that scene will forever be burned.
Why do
in
you?
my mind.
Yeah, you remember this so
I
clearly.
remember
This
so
deeply
fucking-
affects.
I mean, that's
was
when you
so
get
upset.
offended like that on that level. Yeah.
That's not the reason why I have beef with Usher, but it definitely. I was like, don't be talking shit about JT like that, like especially back then. No, man, like JT's something, even if he doesn't have the perfect thrust bucket. All right.
Probably pretty jacked.
Anyways, Super Bowl rumors of NSYNC and Destiny's
fucking
Child, whatever.
snooze fest with this news, bro.
And
Like,
it's like fuck, it's gonna be pretty damn good.
Taylor
But-
Swift just took over the whole football weekend, and Usher news drops that he's doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl, and like, I saw Usher trending, and it didn't even occur to me that this could be halftime news. Just didn't care. I feel like nobody cares at all. This is supposed to be a big moment when the halftime person gets
yeah.
annoyed or announced, and it's just like it's Usher.
I think it's hidden. I mean, when he owned 2002 to 2005.
He did.
Entirely.
Look, he's going to have a great little medley and catalog, and you're going to kind of be reminded of how deep the catalog goes with hits. But
we have Confessions.
Like-
we have Confessions Part 2.
this just did nothing for anybody, you know? Like, to me, this is on the level of like a Katy Perry or something,
Ooh.
where I'm just like, I just don't care.
Katy Perry had an awesome.
I loved Usher back in the day.
Sharks.
Oh, she was.
I love Usher songs, but they don't hit on the level of if we were getting NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Destiny's Child. If
Well,
we were
that would be wild, yeah.
like, that would be absolutely insane.
I will say, though, that Usher can single-handedly win me back if he busts the Heelys out on stage
Got it.
for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that could do it for you.
Because that was one of the coolest things ever, was him incorporating them into his dancing.
Will you? Is that cooler or less cool than 50 Cent coming in upside down from last year?
I mean, it's equally
was the
as
best,
cool.
yeah.
That was
Okay.
the best thing I've ever fucking seen in my goddamn life.
when he did that, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
how long
Be
has he been
careful,
up there?
50.
How long
Be
has he been up there for? That was like when we hung you from the ceiling. I was like, Tim's gonna die.
we know that Taylor Swift turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
She don't need that. She's bigger than the Super Bowl.
And then she, like, it's kind of just weird, ironic news that she turned down the Super Bowl halftime show.
That's how big she is.
Making too much.
And they decided to announce that Usher's the halftime artist
Step down.
the weekend that she totally takes over the NFL news because she's dating Travis Kelce and went to the Chiefs game. And it was like, so much so that before it happened, I'm like watching the NFL Red Zone channel, which is like they cut to whatever team's about to score. And it's just like football heaven. And they're like, and we have a special guest in Kansas City. We'll show you that soon. And I was like, who the fuck could this be? And I just see Taylor Swift taking over the internet. I'm like, oh my God. Like, this is incredible. And like, Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, zooms in on her in the press box. Like, let's fucking go. Like, she took over everything yesterday. It was amazing.
She's our
It
queen.
is scary that someone can have that much power.
Yeah.
That just her showing up somewhere. No one knows the score to that game. It's over. Nobody knows.
They dominated.
As a Bears fan, yeah, I know the score. But I digress. It was awesome to see Taylor Swift there for sure.
Yeah, they dominated.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's another Kind of Funny podcast. We don't want to talk about the actual football game portion of it. Nobody wants to hear about that part. We just want to know Taylor was there. They were happy. That's great. It was nice to see him on the sidelines look up and see her and get all excited. That was fucking cool. I just want Taylor Swift to be happy.
Yeah.
That's all I want. She deserves it. She makes me so happy.
I'm pretty sure she's happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope we make you happy. If this episode made you happy, of course, go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can get each and every episode of the Kind of Funny podcast ad-free. You can watch us record the other podcasts live and ad-free. You can get them on demand ad-free. You can get more than 300 exclusive episodes of content since October, only on patreon.com/kindoffunny. Of course, there's exclusive merch up there and so much more. Remember, of course, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to talk to each other about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you want to talk to us, head on over for free, kindoffunny.com/KF podcast to give us your topics. And until next time, no, it's been our pleasure to serve you.